Yo, I'm back at it again. It's James 13 with the GVOC. Today I got something special for you guys. We're gonna go ahead and flashback and go back in time to 1995, but I'm gonna do it in a special way though. I'll pick an album every now and then from back in the day, and I'll go through like, what was going on fashion wise, the top sports car at that time, the top movies at the time, and also top competing albums and many more other things to kind of like get us in the groove and get us back into that time. It gives us more of a feeling versus me just saying, hey, this album was hot back then and not letting y'all know what was going around. So we're going to go ahead and take this back for Goodie Mob Soul Food, that album that came out in 1995 and what they contributed to the Southern hip hop. Actually elevated the Southern hip hop back in those days, 1995. New York was running it at that time, so it was really tough to even get noticed in the South when it came to hip hop. But Goodie Mob and lots of other individuals from the Dungeon family set the tone and pretty much gave the South a shot. And I'll speak about that as well. This album didn't just put Atlanta on the map, it gave the city a soul. Released in November 1995, it quickly made its mark on the charts. The lead single, Cell Therapy, was a breakout hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot Rap Singles chart and helping the album eventually earn a gold certification. It's incredible considering the competition that year. 1995 was a golden year for hip hop. You had the notorious B.I.G. And Tupac dominating the airwaves with their albums that year, while groups like the Wu-Tang Clan with solo projects from Raekwon and GZA and Mobb Deep were defining the East Coast sound. Amidst those giants, Goodie Mob stood their ground. If we're talking about the best song on the album, most critics and fans point to Cell Therapy for its haunting piano loop and paranoid prophetic lyrics, though the title track, Soulful, remains the emotional heart of the record. The sonic backdrop for the whole project was handled by the legendary production trio Organized Noise with Rico Wade, Ray Murray, and Sleepy Brown. They're the Dungeon family. That sound blended live instrumentation with gritty basement tapes, creating a blueprint for the Southern hip hop at that time. Outside of the studio, 1995 had a great specific look on fashion. It was dominated by baggy silhouettes, oversized denim, and brands like Tommy Hilfiger and Nautica. And you can't talk about 95 without the sneakers. This was the year of the Air Jordan 11s Concord and the Nike Air Max 95, both which changed footwear design forever. It was also a massive year for the big screen. Top movies included groundbreaking animation of Toy Story, the crime thriller 7, and the historical epic Braveheart, which went to win Best Picture. Culturally and politically, it was a heavy year. The political news was undoubtedly the O.J. Simpson trial verdict, which captivated the nation, and the Million Man March, which saw hundreds of thousands of black men gather in Washington, D.C. for a day of unity. Even the car market reflected the era's energy. The top-selling sports car for the year was the Ford Mustang, which had recently undergone a major redesign that appealed to a whole new generation of drivers. From the streets of Atlanta to the top of the charts, 1995 was a year of profound change, and Soul Food remains the perfect time capsule for the era. With that said, 1995 was a really good year for me for Goodie Mob. They actually the group that inspired me to start writing lyrics, because they gave me the point like, man, if the South, if they can do it too, and if they get recognition in the South, they just opened up the door for us. And at that time, Miami, Florida was kind of like just getting into it. I think Trick Daddy's album came a little bit later on to that, and I also do a review on that album. But that's one of the other albums that was like that set the foundation officially for where I was located at in Miami. But Soul Food, my first time hearing a track from Soul Food was like back in 95, as soon as it came out. Back in those days, dudes used to ride Chevys, and you had to put a 10s or 12s in the back. These are huge speakers that you can hear. They can hear you coming down from down the block. So it was this one cat. He was my one of my friends' older brothers. My friend name was Jeffrey. We knew him on the block like Joel, by the name of Joel. I didn't know how his brother looked like. I never seen him, but I knew what car he drove. He had this nice little orange box Chevy Classic with rims on it, and you could hear him coming down from a mile away. And every nice track that was out, he had it in the whip bumping it, and he was bumping that Sarah Therapy. So all I heard down the block was doom doom, doom 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 doom. I was like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, that shit hard as fuck. So sooner or later they were playing it on the radio, and I immediately bought the tape. Back in those days, CDs was out, but CDs was kind of like the expensive taste. My pockets wasn't like that, you know what I'm saying, at 15. So I bought the tape, played it. The intro for the album was amazing. It's kind of like a singing vibe and so forth, but the lyrics are poetry. So make sure y'all listen to that. But Cell Therapy was the one that did it for me, because all that bass, man. And I was like, man, when I get my whip, I'm gonna be bumping it just as loud as I'm put some 10s and 15s in the back, just to hear the Soul Food and the Cell Therapy bump through those speakers. So shouts out to Goodie Mob. My favorite member was CeeLo. I like how he put his words together. It's like he was talking to you, you know what I'm saying? And the way that he put it together. And he also had a voice, like a singing voice that I never heard before in hip hop. He put that southern soulness into the whole album. And also can't forget the Organized Noise that made that album happen. I think that they paid a major contribution to hip hop putting that together. You can tell it was down in the basement. Them boys did it as hip hop should be done. So I highly suggest you guys take a listen to that. But thanks for joining me for this retrospective flashback, taking you guys back in the day with this one. Not just the album, but just to touch a few points of what was going on around that time. And I'm going to bring you guys another one, okay? So stay tuned. We got merch on the GVOC.com. Make sure to show support, hit like and subscribe, and check in for the next one. 100, Jinx 13.